Hi, Assalamualaikum, and welcome back for this week lesson, which I will be focusing on the literature, which is one of the poem from the Form 3 syllabus. In Form 3 syllabus, we have 2 poems and also 1 novel. So this is one of the poem. Besides that, we have The Day the Bulldozer Came. And for the novel, we have The Elephant Man. In today's lesson, I am going to discuss on the elements and also the meaning of the poem. For the elements, I am going to discuss 3 items that will be mentioned later. Before we start our lesson, I will actually show you a video and I would like you to guess what are the animals that you can see in the video.
Hi! My name is Mia. I am the zookeeper. Now, I would like to show you some of the animals that you can see in the jungle. Would you like to see it? Let's go. What are the animals that you can see? Would you please name it? And can you tell how many animals that you can see just now?
Our goals for today's lesson are I would like my students to be able to state at least 3 elements of the poem, and then you are able to explain the meaning of each stanza, and also you'll be able to choose at least 2 correct answers based on the questions provided. And also you are going to explain the answer verbally and based on the question. Before we start our lesson on Poison Talk, based on the title, what is the idea or what are the things that came in your mind? If you were to ask me this question, the things that I can relate to the title is reflecting on the video, short clip there. It reminds me of the Snow White, which has been poisoned by the witch, and she ended being asleep for a long time until she met the prince. That is what come to my mind when we are talking or discussing about poison talk. For today's lesson, we are going to discuss on these 3 elements, which are the number of the stanzas, the number of the lines, and also the rhyme in the poem. So let's move on to the elements of the poem. First, let's look into the stanza, the first stanza. So the first stanza, we have the blue lines. Second stanza, we have the pink line. I will actually play the audio for all of the stanzas later so that we can discuss on the elements of the poem together. However, I would like you to count on how many lines that we have for each of these stanzas. So let's look at stanza 1 and stanza 2 first, and then we are going to discuss on the rest of the stanza. So in stanza 1, here we have first line, second line, third, fourth, and fifth. For the second stanza, we have first line, second, third, fourth, and also fifth. So for both stanza 1 and stanza 2, we have 5 lines. Okay, let's look to stanza 3, stanza 4, and stanza 5. For stanza 3, we also have 5 lines. Same goes to stanza 4. How about the last stanza? Yes, we also have 5 lines in all of the stanzas in the poem. We can say that the lines that we have for this poem are 5 lines. Okay, that should answer our first investigation of today's lesson. And then we are going to discuss on how many stanza. So there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, and lastly we have 5. So we have 5 lines and also 5 stanza. How about the rhyme? Okay, do you know what is a rhyme? The rhyme is actually the ending for each of the stanza. So we have here Robin, and second we have worm. Third, hum. Three. The fourth is tree, and the last one is me. We can say that we have Robin ends with N, so that would be A. A is represent the first differentiation of the rest of the lines. So we have Robin will be labeled as A, and then worm B because it is different from Robin up there. The first one we have Robin will be the ending, and then we have worm M will be the second rhyme, and then the third one will be harm. It's rhyming. It's the same rhyme as worm and hum. So worm and hum will be A, and also sorry, the worm and hum would be B, as Robin would be A. Okay, so we have A, B, B, and then 3 C because it's different from harm and worm. So we have A, B, B, A, B, B, C, and how about me? 3 me, E, me. Yes, also C. So the rhyme would be A, B, B, C, C. Okay, that would be for the first stanza. And then we are going to look into the second stanza. We have heron. Okay, that would be A because it is the first rhyme. Then fish, flesh, sh and sh. So second and third line also will be B, B because it's the same rhyme. And the fourth and fifth line, drake and lake. It will be C because it rhymes together and it is different from flesh and fish. So we'll be name it as C, which is the different line with a different rhyme. So the same as stanza 1, A, B, B, C, C. Okay, very good. For stanza 3, we have lake, industry, mercury, with grade. So lake we have A because it's the first rhyme, first line and the first rhyme. And then industry, mercury, E and E. So we start rhyming it as B because it is different from lake. And then we have industry, mercury. They both rhyme together, E, and we name it as B and B. How about fourth and the fifth line for stanza 3? We have weed and grid. D and the weed, grid. So it will be C and C. A, B, B, C, C. For stanza 4, flowers, that will be automatically an A. Wind, unconfined, rain, and fan. So we have flowers as A, wind, unconfined, same rhyme, B, B, rain, and fan. Rain, fan. So C, C. We also have A, B, B, C, C. So let's look at the last stanza, which is the fifth stanza. We have forest, automatically is A for the first line, and then died and dioxide. So it's the same rhyme. So we label it as B, B. It, Lynette, T and T. It will be C, C. So we have A, B, B, C, C. It answers our today's investigation and also discussion, where we have 5 lines, we have 5 stanzas, and we also have the rhyme of A, B, B, C, and C. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Who killed Cock Robin? I, said the word. I did him great harm. He died on the branch of a withered tree, from the acid soil that poisoned me. Who killed the heron? I mouthed the fish. With my tainted flesh I killed tern, dog, and drake, all the birds of the lake. Who killed the lake? I boasted industry. I poisoned with mercury fish, plant, and weed to pamper man's greed. Who killed the flowers? I, moaned the wind. I prowl unconfined, blowing as rain over field, flood, and fen. Who killed the forest? I ensured that it died, said sulfur dioxide, and all life within it, from earthworm to linnet. On to the next part. Okay, we are going to discuss on the meaning of the stanzas. For this meaning of stanzas, I would like to do some activity with all of you. We are going to work in groups of 4 members. Okay, we are going to discuss on the meaning of the poem according to the stanzas. You may insert related pictures throughout the discussion, and then once you have completed, you are going to discuss or present your wonderful ideas to the class. This is because, as you can see in the poem, there are some new words like cock robin, worm, branch of a withered tree, acid soil, heron, fish, flesh, duck, drake, tern. All of these words, all of these vocabs can be put together in our discussion, whereby you are going to provide us, all of us, an infographic information as the meaning of the stanzas. However, your interpretations of the meanings will be based on your understanding of the stanzas that you are going to get. However, we are going to use the Google Slides as you are going to put pictures and also provide your ideas freely from there, where you can edit and put all of your ideas and your words in the Google Slides. I will put the examples and demonstration on how we are going to do using the Google Slides after this. Hi, we are back with our discussion for the meaning. However, now I will show you the demonstration on how you are going to do the infographic through Google Slides. I have provided or labeled the slide with the name of the stanza. We have stanza 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's take a look at stanza 1. Okay, I have pasted the poem for stanza 1. And then you're just going to insert any text box. Okay, and then you are going to write the meaning of the stanza according to your understanding in the box or shapes that you have added. Okay, so you can actually add it here. However, once you have completed the meaning, okay, you can add some text box here and label it as one. Okay, so that will be the label, and then you can decorate. This is your infographic. You can decorate it by searching through the web. Okay, so we have images here. The animals that we can look at stanza 1, we have cock robin, but make sure that you search it properly. If there's inappropriate pictures, please do avoid clicking on the pictures and just search for it thoroughly. So we have cock robin, so it's a bird, cock robin bird. Okay, so we can click here, choose one. I choose the queen cock robin there, and then it will appear here. You're just going to minimize and adjust the size according to your preferences, and you can put anywhere on the slides. Okay, so we have cock robin here, and then we have worm. Okay, you can search for worm here. Okay, again, insert image, search from the web, worm. Okay, so we have worm. We're going to choose the cartoon version worm. Again, you can minimize the size and put it anywhere according to your preferences. This will be for stanza 1, okay? As for stanza 2, 3, 4, and 5, you are going to do it by yourself and we are going to look into the meaning as you have completed on the infographic in the Google Slides. That will be the demonstration on how you are going to do here on the Google Slide. I hope that you can complete our activity and we are going to discuss the meaning after you have completed it. Okay. I hope that you have completed your ideas in the Google Slide. So, shall we share our brilliant ideas to the class? Let us discuss on the meaning of the stanzas, the infographic that you have completed just now. We have stanza 1 that we have just discussed just now. Let's move on to the stanza 2. So, the meaning for stanza 2 is the fish said that its poison flesh killed the birds. So the birds that is mentioned in stanza 2 is heron, tern, duck, and drake, all the birds of the lake. So the fish said that it poisoned all of these birds because of the river, right? Okay, let's move on to stanza 3. Stanza 3, the meaning is the industry told that he poisoned the lake to fulfill the people greed. People greed is basically us, the human. The industry told that he poisoned the lake. This is because in stanza 3, the question asks who killed the lake. The industry mentioned to us that he poisoned the lake with mercury, where we know that it belongs to the factories in order to fulfill the man's greed, and greed carries the meaning of people greed. Fourth stanza, the wind mentioned that it killed the flowers as it blew the acid rain. Okay, the acid rain causes these plants to actually kill and also wilt. Therefore, the wind will move together with the rain that carries the acid rain kills the flower. So the last stanza, stanza 5, sulfur oxide mentioned that it killed everything in the forest. Okay, the picture here shows that the forest is just left with some branches and also the tree without any leaves and also any other animals left in the forest. So the sulfur oxide actually kills the jungle or the forest, where the sulfur oxide dioxide, I believe it's supposed to be sulfur dioxide, where it belongs from the cars and also factories. Okay, the smoke from the cars and also factories had killed everything in the forest, from the plant and to the animals. So sulfur oxide dioxide killed everything in the forest. That will be all for our discussion for the meaning of the stanzas. Last part, we are going to do some question and answer section. We are going to test our understanding based on our discussions today using Bamboozle. I will also show you the demonstration on how you are going to answer the questions through Bamboozle. Okay, we are back to our understanding part. So as you can see in the on your screen, we have 4 numbers, which we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is very simple, where you just need to choose number 1 until 4 and you just need to answer what are the questions that appear on the screen. Okay, let us try. Now I will choose number 3. The first question, how many stanzas are there in the poem? So just now we have discussed all of these elements. You just need to answer the question. So how many stanzas that we have in the poem? 1, 2, Yes, we have 5 stanzas in the poem. So let us check our answer. Yes, we have it. We have 5 stanzas in the poem. So we get the answer correct. And then you just choose number 2. Let's say number 2. Okay, number 2 is, what is the meaning of the first stanza? Okay, the first stanza actually tells us about who killed Cock Robin. I, said the worm. I did him great harm. He died on the branch of withered tree, from the acid soil that poisoned me. So the meaning of the poem would be the worm, okay, the worm said the acid soil poisoned it, and now it had poisoned Cock Robin after the bird ate the worm. So eventually, the worm answered the question, where the worm said, I did him great harm because Cock Robin actually ate the worm from the acidic soil. So that is the meaning of the first stanza. Let's check our answer. Okay, as discussed in class. Yes, correct. Let's choose number 4. What is the rhyme of the poem? Okay, do you still remember what is the rhyme? Rhyme is the same ending. Okay, for your for more simple understanding, it's the same ending of each lines. So just now, does it A, B, C? But we have 5 lines, right? So it will be A, B, B, C, C. Okay, let's check. Yes, very good. Let's move on to the last question. How many lines do the stanzas have? So we have just discussed this, where it's a great clue. Okay, we have 5 lines for each stanza. Let us check our answer. Yes, 5. Okay, so that will be all. Team 2. Okay, that will be all for Bamboozle part, where we are going to discuss this part after all of our hard work that we put for today's lesson. Okay, we have reached the end of our lesson. We have several topics that we have discussed today. So, what have we learned for today's lesson on the literature, specifically on Poison Thought poem? We have rhyme, stanzas, lines, and also the meaning. So, for the rhyme, we have A, B, B, C, C. We have 5 stanzas and also 5 lines for each stanzas. For the meaning, we know that this poem basically touches on the destructions of the nature, where it shares on the disadvantages or the sadness of the nature, starting from the animals and also eventually the land. Where we can see in the first stanza, when they question about who killed the cock robin, the worm himself actually volunteered um, on the cock robin died because of him, because the cock robin eventually eat the worm, and the worm homes is in the acidic soil, so that caused the cock robin to die. That will be all for today's lesson. I hope that you get something, where we also discuss on the elements and also the meaning. I hope to see you on our next session. Thank you very much for your cooperation and also your concentration for today's lesson. I hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.